Hey guys, welcome to Let's Adventure, the podcast dedicated to travelers, backpackers, and explorers with thousands of stories. Today, I'm presenting you a new episode of Random Conversation, where I join a group of people from all over the world and put the mic in the middle. So here's a great conversation about their trip passing by Lyon, French and Californian wine, and the population surveillance in China. In advance, sorry for some interruption during the recording, but we were in a hostel, let's not forget about that. So here we go, let's adventure in a random conversation.
Very fair.
Yeah, I understand, and it's true.
Yeah.
But me, I've traveled a lot in France. I'm a big fan of French cinema and French songs and everything, French culture.
Yes.
So when I'm in France, I'm used to take a little bit the way of they speak in France to be understood.
Yeah.
And because I like to speak, a certain French.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think in Quebec we speak a little bit like very slang.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not so good, I think.
You want to join us?
Yeah, I'm going to.
And I completely relate. No, go for it. I am done with the chips. But I
Want to
understand.
make an interview of me?
It's for
But,
a podcast.
But I understand that because I was saying to him I speak Spanish because my parents are from Mexico, so I have this accent from Mexico.
Yeah.
So when I was in Spain, I would speak Spanish.
Very
And
different.
people, very different. And
Very
also it's a little hard for me to understand them sometimes because their accent's completely different.
And they speak fast.
And they speak very fast, but they pronounce things differently. Like gracias, I say gracias. They say gracias. They lisp or they have their the tongue on their teeth every time they talk. Gracias. So like Barcelona, like policía, completely different.
How would you say Barcelona in your own accent? The Mexico accent?
Como,
Barcelona.
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 I say Barcelona. They say Barcelona or something like that.
Ah.
Barcelona. España. It's just it's a little different. So it's always fun to understand. And as I was telling you, they say juice differently, or at least maybe they say the correct way, but at least in Mexico we say jugo de naranja, whereas in Spain they say zumo de naranja. Zumo, and I didn't know that. So I was on the menu. I was like, where's the juice? Where's the jugo? I was like, I can't find it. I was like I asked them, do you have jugo de naranja? And they're like, we have zumo. I'm like, what?
They say Hugo.
Jugo, yeah.
On Duolingo, I learned Hugo.
Yeah.
But maybe the right answer would be that it's a good pronunciation in the good location where you pronounce it.
Yeah.
For us French, we think that our French is the good one, but I think maybe for you Canadian or Québécois, you think that then your French is the good French. Or not?
I don't think. I think that every place has his own accent, and it's okay with that.
I agree.
Yeah. There's no better way to speak a language, I think. It's
Yes,
not
but
because you're in France that you speak the good French.
And
I don't
also
think
in
so.
France, even in France, you have different accents from the south,
I was gonna say,
from the south to the north to the.
Every country has
east.
depending on different regions. Like Mexico, you could tell who's from where based on their accent. In the United States as well. I'm from the United States. I'm from California, San Francisco. It's a little hard for Canadians. It's obviously her accent sounds very similar to mine, but in the South they got the Southern twang. Hey y'all, I'm from Texas. That. That thing.
Texas
You got the New York accent, the Boston accent, the Louisiana accent. It's all different within the country, so you can kind of tell where people are from just by the way they talk. And also, as I said, Spanish. When I hear someone from Spain talking a Spaniard, I immediately know oh, they're from Spain.
Me too.
Yeah, just that way. And then even Argentina has a very unique accent, and they also have some different words too. When I say tú, you, they say vos. Y vos, vos, you. I didn't know that either. I was just what? Vos? Because I was thinking vos, your voice, but they're no, vos is tú. I'm oh, things you learn. I had no idea. And I don't know why, but there's so many Argentinians in Spain right now.
Maybe because they are fleeing.
Maybe.
Well, the fact is, when it got badly economically in Argentina in the 90s, there were still a lot of Argentinians that came from Spain or Italy. And they still have the nationality and the passport from Europe. So they just moved back. So that's why there's so much Argentinian in Spain.
But even then, I met like so many Argentinians who were my age, who were like in their 20s. And like my hostel that I was at in Barcelona, it was just all Argentinians running the hostel. And then like even then, like there were a lot of Argentinians coming into the hostel to stay for several nights. It's just like there's so many of them. They're almost like the Australians who visit Europe or Bali, because Australians are everywhere. Everywhere I go, I run into Australians. Like you
Really?
can't, yeah, all the time. You can't avoid them.
You mean in Europe?
In Europe,
Where you are?
in Europe.
Oh.
Because every city I've been to so far in Europe, I've run into at least like a group of Australians. The girl that she's with, Bridget, she's from Australia as well. She took a nap, so that's why she's not here right now. But like everywhere I go, there's Australians everywhere, and it's so funny. And like that's how I feel like in Spain. Like there's just Argentinians everywhere. And in the U.S., there's, well, depending on the region, if you're in California or like Texas or Arizona, there's Mexicans everywhere.
I wanted
And if you're,
to make the joke that there are Asian everywhere.
yeah, actually only in the West Coast. It's like,
Canada.
well, in Toronto, Vancouver, there are a lot of Asians.
Vancouver and East Coast.
Yeah,
My school is like
California has a lot of Asians
40%
too.
Asian.
In Mexico?
No, in
in
Canada.
Halifax.
In where?
Canada.
It's like East Coast.
Oh, okay.
Halifax,
Okay.
East Coast, Canada.
West Coast.
Like mostly Chinese, but Indians next.
Is there a lot of Asian in Mexico?
In California. So I would say, I can't speak for the rest of the United States.
Yeah.
I think Asians are much less common, especially in the Midwest.
Also, oh yeah. So
But
you,
in the
you
West
said
Coast-
you are born in Mexico, but you live in California.
No, I was born in the United States. My parents are from Mexico.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
But I'm from San Francisco Bay Area, and there's a
Okay.
lot of Asians there. There's a lot of Asians there. There's a lot of Asians in Vancouver, Canada.
We are everywhere.
There's a lot of Asians in the Los Angeles region.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nickname of Vancouver is Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Really?
Yes, Vancouver, because there is so much people from Hong Kong
Oh.
that went to Vancouver at
There's
the
probably a lot of Cantonese.
retrocession of Hong Kong to China.
Yeah.
So they have a house or apartment in Vancouver and a house or a place in Hong Kong. So if they have some problems, so they're like, okay, we're going to move to Vancouver. And at that point in the 90s and beginning of the 2000s, so they just have to have some money and they have the passport, Canadian passport if you come from Hong Kong.
Wow. Okay.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, like you can have millions coming from Hong Kong. You
Yeah.
have $1 million Canadian. You just have to have a business with 3 employees, Canadian employees. You just have to build that business, 1 million on the table, and you have your Canadian passport. So that's why there's many people from Hong Kong in Vancouver.
Ah.
Yeah.
So what's your background, if you don't mind me asking?
You mean so my parents are Cambodian,
Okay, Cambodia.
but I'm born in France.
Okay.
Like my mother flee the war during the Khmer Rouge,
Yeah.
this war in Cambodia. But
Sad story.
Yeah.
But my dad arrived in France thanks to his studies. Like he did an internship, and then during his not internship, exchange, and during this exchange, I think the war started at that moment.
Like in 1974, 75.
In the 70s, 70s, in the 70s.
Okay.
Dans les années 70.
So you're a first generation French.
No, they are older. They are older than me. I think I'm in the middle.
But you're
end
like,
of,
but your parents are not from here originally. So you're a first
Yeah.
generation European, or I guess a first generation French.
French born,
French, yeah,
Asian.
French-born.
Yeah.
Like I'm a first generation American because both my parents were born in Mexico.
Yeah.
And they're both from the same state, but they met in San Francisco in the 70s. So they're both like their towns are about 3 hours away from each other, but they met in the United States. In the United States, which is very, very funny.
Yeah.
Which state are they?
In Mexico,
Sí, ¿de qué estado?
¿de qué estado? De Jalisco.
Jalisco.
Jalisco, de la ciudad.
¿Hablas español?
What?
Do you speak Spanish?
I've studied Spanish long time ago.
Do you understand it?
No.
So to make everyone understand, so my parents are from Jalisco, the state of Jalisco. So like you know Guadalajara,
Sí.
the city of Guadalajara. So my dad's hometown is about an hour east of Guadalajara. My mom's hometown is about 2 hours southwest, so around Lake Chapala. and it's near the border of Michoacan. So it's a small town, like farming, fishing, very very simple. But I love it over there because it's,
The ancient, the main thing, the food, the most important.
yeah.
Guadalajara is supposed to be a very beautiful town.
Guadalajara is very nice. I mean, do you like tequila?
Yeah.
Yes. I haven't found any good tequila in France.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the country. Like, here in Lyon, it's
Yeah.
wine. Mostly.
Of course, yeah.
And I think
But
tequila
for
is
hard liquor.
But tequila is imported here.
Oh yeah.
in
Well,
France.
tequila. Oh, it's like wine though. Like tequila can only be called tequila if it's from Jalisco,
Ah.
or I think like a couple of other states that like neighbor Jalisco. The state
Wait a
Jalisco.
second. So you said wine cannot be called wine if it's not made in.
No. Well, not wine generally, but like, I guess like what
AOP?
champagne. Champagne's only made in. It can be only called champagne if it's made in
C'est
champagne,
des
right?
appellations contrôlées.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whereas tequila, if you can't make tequila can only be called tequila if it's from one area of Mexico
Okay.
or a certain part of Mexico. I think if it's from another part, I think it's called mezcal. I don't 100% know, but I think that's what I've been told.
Okay.
But if you want tequila, Jalisco is the place to be. It really is. That's where all the good tequila
But
is.
so I mean, so if you find tequila somewhere else in the world, so it's still
It came from Mexico.
Yeah, but so it's still good because it's from the same location.
Yes. Well, depending. If you buy Jose Cuervo, that's like crap tequila. You don't drink Jose Cuervo. You shoot it or you mix it.
Oh, so you mean like here in France, you didn't find the
No,
tequila
I didn't find a good brand.
Oh, the good brand. Oh, there are
Yeah.
many brands.
Yeah.
From the same location.
Yes, there are many brands.
Ah,
There's like many brands.
Okay. What's a good one? Brand.
Siete Leguas,
Okay.
which translates to 7 leagues.
Okay.
So
And
Siete Leguas,
what's the bad one?
Jose Cuervo. You don't drink Jose Cuervo. You either drink that if you like want to get drunk fast, you shoot it because it's the cheapest thing, or you mix it with a drink. You don't ever mix good tequila. And if you do drink the good tequila, you don't shoot it either. You sip it.
Yeah, but you think it's mixing if you have the lemon things and the salt things. So is it mixing?
That's
or-
disgusting. You don't do that.
What?
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. If you're drinking good tequila, you don't do the salt and the lime. That's for people who don't know what they're doing.
My friend from El Salvador always does that.
El Salvador is in Mexico. But if you have a good tequila, you don't shoot it. You
just
sip it. You
do a
sip it, and you enjoy it. You don't shoot it all at once. And that's what like a lot of people don't know, especially even in the United
Wasted
States.
so much time like that.
Well, the thing is, if you have bad tequila, then you want to go through it so quick.
Yeah.
So you want to shoot it and just like feel the effects of the alcohol. But a good tequila, you just shoot it, or no, you don't shoot. You sip it and you enjoy it. You take your time.
Ah.
So like Siete Leguas is a good one. I don't know if you're familiar with like the different types of like aging. So there's blanco, which is like the white one.
We are
Reposado.
used to it with cheese.
Okay. So blanco, reposado, or añejo, or even super añejo as well.
Okay.
And like I think like after each like reposado and añejo have like stronger flavors. I like blanco personally because I don't really like the like punch in the face flavors that like the other ones
Punch
have.
in the face flavor.
Yeah.
It's a good appellation. Like it burns everything. It burns
Yeah.
the throat. It burns the
But
stomach. It burns.
if you want a good tequila, at least my favorites are like
Coming back.
Don Julio 70, which is like a super extra añejo, but it's still white. Siete Leguas or Fortaleza. Fortaleza are one of my favorites. And the bottles are very nice too. I think the cork is like hand painted, so it's the agave plant, and agave is what's used to make tequila.
Oh.
So those are my takes on tequila.
So like, but have you tried like good wine here in France?
I haven't
while
had
you
good
are
wine. I don't
really?
know,
Because we are in Lyon. Like in Lyon, it's
course.
known to be the wine.
but how much is a good wine here?
No, because because it's local, you can find really good wine for not that expensive. Really, like I don't. I know a good place for wine, but it's another hostel, like in downtown.
Okay.
And they have what it's called Paul Lyonnais.
Paul Lyonnais?
Paul Lyonnais, which is really good, and they have like the best price,
Is it,
quality
gla-
price
Per
this
glass
kind.
or is it per bottle?
I think it's like €6 a bottle.
€6?
Yeah. And it's really, really cheap and it's really, really good also at the same time. It's local, it's organics, and
How do you say it again?
Pot lyonnais.
Do you mind typing in my pen?
P-O-T.
My American keyboard's gonna be a little different than the French keyboard.
Lyon, but lyonnais because it's from Lyon.
Okay.
Lyonnais.
I'll have to look into that then. I just wanted to type it in that way I could remember it. But no, I haven't had like good wine yet. But the thing is, like, I'm also from California, where there is a whole wine culture there too.
Yeah.
Like, I live close to Napa Valley.
Is it a wine culture in California?
Oh, there's a lot of wine there. There's a huge wine culture there. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
You should look into it seriously. Like, it's a.
But I haven't been in California.
Sure.
so-
You should go and experience that yourself. But like, California is huge on wine. Like, Napa Valley. Like, I live about an hour away from Napa, and that's where all the wine, like, a lot of the big name winemakers are from. You go anywhere in California, there's vineyards everywhere in the state. Everywhere from like the very north of California all the way down to like San Diego, like by the border of Mexico. Huge wine culture. And I think many years ago, I think California submitted some wines, like this like wine tasting thing, and they won a couple of times. And I think the people in France were very, very disappointed about that, because obviously France has always been known as the wine capital of the world, and to not be given like the number one spot because of some state in the United States.
Looks like a grandbrother saying, "No, I want to be the first one."
Yeah.
Very French attitude. Yeah.
But no, yeah, absolutely. California has a huge wine culture. So there's a huge variety of wines in California as well, ranging from either very cheap to very expensive.
I would have loved to have your expectation, not your expectation, ton avis, ton avis, your opinion, between which one would be the better between the French one and the California one.
I don't know. Yeah,
I know you haven't
tried the wine here, so I
tasted,
can't personally say.
yeah.
I mean, I came in yesterday. I'm in Lyon until what day is today? Today's the 20. No, today's the 1st. I'm here until the 3rd. No, 2nd. Wait, no, tomorrow's the no, the 4th. Yeah, I move hostels tomorrow, so I'm not confusing everything.
Okay.
But no, I definitely want to try out like what is good around.
But
here.
I think if you can find on internet, like you just
absolutely,
type
sure,
pub, and I think in every pub here in Lyon, you will have good quality wine for good price, good quality price.
Yeah.
Good price.
A good price, like
Yeah.
good wine for a good price.
Yeah.
And I agree, like
Bon rapport qualité-prix.
but there are some wines where like you could pay €5 and it'll be very good wine. Or even in the United States, if I pay for $5 hasta mañana.
¿A qué hora? A las 7 me voy.
A las 7.
Sí.
Viene a las 8. Hay que esperar un poco.
Yo me voy a las 7.
It depends if he has a train or not.
Hablas español?
C'est quoi?
Ça dépend s'il a un train ou pas.
Ah, c'est encore en
J'ai
suspens.
un avion à 10 heures.
Ah ben là.
Ah, tu pars à 8 h, on se fait la bise et tu pars.
Oiga,
Non, à 7 heures, je vais partir d'ici.
¿hablas español? ¿No? ¿Cómo que no? Te escuché hace poco. Poco.
Un poco de español.
À l'école, at school, 7 years.
¿Cómo? That's a lot of time. 7
France,
years?
It's a mess.
Oh yeah.
It's like her with the French.
I 7 years also, and I forgot everything. All I can say is
mean,
hola, mi amor,
You
Tony.
know,
Hola, mi amor.
you probably don't have
Mi
too
amor.
many Spanish people
Hola, mi
here
amor.
either.
Tu es bella como la papaya.
Never
Never speaking.
Yeah.
touching.
Yeah.
So.
Even in English, we don't speak. We just read and write.
But your English is better than your Spanish.
Yeah, but because I went to for it, I went abroad,
A what?
abroad.
Abroad. Where?
I went abroad in China.
China. That's not English.
But I spent a lot of time with foreigners, so that's why I can speak easily in English. And I had like the best English teacher during all my studies, so it was okay.
Moi, je sais pas si
I was
c'est
lucky.
Where in China did you go?
Shanghai.
Shanghai?
Je sais que ça
Okay.
s'en vient.
Yeah.
Have you been to Hong Kong?
No, because I didn't have the visa for that.
Okay. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
I want
like
to go to Hong Kong.
if you
so bad.
have when you are a student in China,
Yeah.
usually you just have one entry, one exit.
Do you know how to speak Mandarin or Chinese?
Mandarin.
You know Mandarin.
But I lost a lot
But
of
Hong Kong, they speak Cantonese.
yeah.
So it may be a little bit difficult for
It's
you.
totally different. Totally
I
different.
worked at a restaurant where they were from Hong Kong
Yeah.
for like 3 years.
Sorry.
They're so mean. They think that everyone from mainland China is stupid.
Yeah, they're very.
It is a really nice job.
But actually, they are nice, but sometimes not that much intelligent, and it's really good what I'm saying, and maybe I will edit it. But
I have a friend who's from Hong Kong, and he told me, he's like, if you want to visit Hong Kong, visit sooner rather than later because the political climate in Hong Kong is changing.
Oh yeah.
It's completely changing, and it's every day like something's going on. So it's better to visit now rather than later because who knows what's gonna be like in the next couple of years.
Never. What? Now, never.
Yeah,
Now,
more or less.
It's a good expression.
So, yeah. But
Are you planning to go there?
I
Or you want to go there?
I want to go there.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
TVA au Québec.
Yeah, so we'll see. Anyhow, I was gonna tell you my story about what happened in the city of I think Pau.
In France?
It's near Toulouse.
Okay.
So from Madrid, I took a 10-hour bus ride from Madrid to Toulouse,
Yeah.
and obviously we have some stops to pick up people and drop people off.
Yeah.
So we get to Pau, and there's like immigration, or I guess like Douane, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there waiting. So I was like, okay, whatever, like, it'll be fine. So they get on the bus, and they like asking everyone. They're just like counting everyone, checking to see who's there. They have a drug dog come into the bus, like smell everything. Like they're going through like all the trash as well to see if like we threw drugs around. And
Non, ben je sais pas si c'est en cours. C'est
Yeah.
en cours là? Ah ouais?
Yeah. It's recording.
hello, baby. All right, so sorry for digressing. I was telling her about phones that I like. She got her phone stolen in Barcelona? No, Paris.
Moi j'ai vu 20 ans.
Oh yeah, Paris.
Après.
But so I was in Pau, and obviously the one or immigration was searching everyone. So they took everyone off the bus one at a time, went through our luggage, asked some questions. The guy there spoke Spanish because he didn't. We were coming from Spain, so obviously he had to know some Spanish. So he was like asked me like where I'm going, like where I'm from, really basic questions. Nothing like nothing abnormal.
It would have been funny if you said China.
Yeah, no. So he puts me back on like he says I can go back on the bus, I'm done. So I'm sitting in the bus, and then everyone gets finished, and then like they're talking for another like 20 minutes, and then a lady comes on the bus. She's like, Fernando? I raise my hand like, here. She's like, come get off the bus, please. Like, come with me. I'm like, all right. So I'm just like, okay, it's a little weird. So I take my water bottle just in case, like if I don't. So I'm down. She opens up. She goes into like the luggage compartment. Like she tells the other officers to start searching my stuff. So she's going through all my stuff, or the officer's going through all my stuff, like going through everything. And she's like asking me questions like, oh, where are you from? Like what were you doing in Spain? Do you have any family in Spain? Like where were you born? What city were you born? Like all this like really pretty specific questions. And then she got like, where are your parents from? So I'm like, oh, my parents are from Mexico. She's like, oh, are they still in Mexico? I'm like, no, they live in the United States. She's like, oh, like, but they're citizens of Mexico, right? I'm like, they're citizens yes, but they're also citizens of the United States. She's like, oh, but they're from Mexico, right? I'm like, yeah, they're from Mexico, but they're United States citizens. She's like, okay. Like getting into my history of where my parents are from. She's like, oh, where were they born? Like where like what do they do? Asking me like what do I do? Like if I have a job, what I was doing in France, if I like who I know in France, who I know in Spain, like, all that stuff. She's like, why am I here? Like where's the address where I'm going? I'm just like, I don't know. Like I'm staying at an Airbnb. Like I'm not gonna know these things off the top of my head. She's like, oh, like can you tell me what the address is? I'm like, sure. Like I go on my phone and I was like, here's the address, like on my Airbnb app. She's like, okay. Like who do you know in Toulouse? I'm like, I have a friend in Toulouse. She's like, how did you know you're from? Like I met her in Mexico. She's like, what were you doing in Mexico? I'm like, I have family in Mexico. Obviously my parents are from Mexico, so I got family. Like she was going so much into like my history. She's like, oh, do you have a job? I'm like, at the moment I'm in between jobs, so I don't have a job right now, but I have a job planned in 3 months from now. She's like, oh, like, do you plan on staying here very long? I'm like, I'm here for about 3 months, 3 months. She's like, oh, why are you here for so long? I'm like, because I'm on vacation. I want to do Europe before going to work. She's like, oh, but that's a long time. I'm like, Yeah, exactly. I have the time to do it. Then she's like, oh, like, where's the rest of your luggage? Because all I have is a big backpack. I'm like, the backpack's all I have. She's like, no, that can't be everything you have here for 3 months. I'm like, that is everything I have. What else do you want me to say? Like, there's nothing else I brought. She's like, so I guess she like talks to the officers going through my bag. I don't know what they talk. I don't know what they say. I don't speak any French. I'm assuming he said that there's clothes in the bag, in my backpack, because that's all I have. So she's like, okay. How much money do you have? I'm like, I don't know, like maybe 50 euros in my wallet. And I brought a lot of some $2 bills, American US $2 bills, to give away to people that I know, because it's something that even the United States people don't ever see. And I had some Mexican money by accident, because it looks a lot like euros. So I'm just like, I don't know, maybe like 80 euros total. She's like, okay, that's all you have then? I'm like, yeah, like I have a credit card, so I'm obviously going to use that. She's like, okay. Where were you born? I'm like, I was born in the United States. What city? I'm like, Daly City, California. My passport says everything. Okay. And then I don't know, she was trying to like bait me, I think, or something. It was just so, out of all the people on that bus, like I was the one that was getting picked on. And then like once the officer said like there was nothing in my backpack, she's like, okay, have a good day. Yeah.
It was sarcastic. Have a good day, sir.
Have a good day. I was like, oh my god, I hate you so much. Like she was like looking for a reason to deport the American or something. I don't know what.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is like so much thing. Like everyone else, no one else got questioned like that. It was just me.
Yeah. Well, was she like? I think you don't have the answer, but maybe she was. I just tried to find explanation why she would act like that, but maybe she was like the newbie, the rookie in the team.
I think,
and,
well, like once I said,
prove yourself.
Yeah, like once I said my parents were from Mexico, I think she got a little curious. Like I don't know, maybe she thought like I was born in Mexico and like.
And you have cocaine in your poop.
Yeah, I was a mule, a drug mule. No, but maybe I don't know. Maybe she thought like I was like an immigrant from Mexico trying to come over here to find a job. I don't know what. I really have no idea. But like everyone else on the bus, like I was taken off and like I was questioned for another like 20 minutes, just like everything.
I think you don't have the answer, but were you the only foreigner in the bus?
No, there were other people. Like there's a Canadian, there's some other people as well, but I was the only one. And like the Canadian, they had like gas like containers for like their stoves because they were camping out. They were going like hardcore outdoors, and I was like, they have gas on the bus. Like I don't know, like they could have set fire to something.
I just have clothes. Come on.
Yeah, like I have clothes. I have a phone charger. Like I don't have any drugs or cocaine on me. Which sorry. One was actually really funny. So I was in Madrid. I have some friends in Madrid, and one of my friends, like, she was like, "Oh, like all the people who like smuggle drugs within Europe, they take the buses because the buses never get searched by police."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, by the way, do you want some weed? Do you want to take some marijuana with you?" I was like, "Oh no, I'm good, thank you." Like, and I'm so glad.
Lucky.
I am so glad that I said no, because if I said yes, then at this moment, right now, I probably would have either still been in a French jail of some sort, or I would have been deported back to the United States and been banned from the European Union for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be here right now that if I said yes. And I'm so glad I said no, because like I messaged her, I was like, "Hey, Eugenia, like I almost like if I took you up on your offer, like I would have been fucked. Like I would have been so screwed." And she's like, "Oh, what happened?" Like and I told her that story. She's like, "Oh, damn." I'm like, "Yeah, don't take weed on a bus to France because they will fucking search everything and they'll have the drug dogs."
It was karma.
Also, I think I kind of drew a little bit of attention to myself because like when we were like parked at the parking lot, like the police were outside talking to the bus driver for like 10 minutes. I was like, I need to use the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom on the bus. I get out of the bus and I see the police are already like on the bus, like with the drug dog, like kind of like asking people, talking to people. I'm like, of course, I'm gonna look really suspicious now because they probably thought I just like threw a bag of who knows what into the toilet or in the trash.
Maybe.
And like after I sat down, like the officer went in the bathroom, like searched it like 4 times, like dumped all the trash, like.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's a good explanation.
So maybe I drew some attention to myself with that, but I just needed to pee. Like I wasn't gonna hold it in for I don't know how long. Like we were there at that bus station for almost about an hour, just like getting talked to by the police. So yeah, I blame them, but it was bizarre. Like I wasn't expecting that to happen, and I didn't realize like I thought flying within Europe, like there's no like passport checkpoints or anything like that. like flying, like I flew here from Valencia as well. Like after Toulouse, I went to Barcelona, but flying from Valencia to here, we also had to get our passport checks as well. So land, huge line of people. The police weren't prepared for everyone, I guess, because like they only had like one officer like checking everyone's passport. So, but this was like that was easy. Like, I just go to the officer, I give him my passport. He's like, "Oh, American. Have a good day." I'm like, "Fucking A." So, yeah, that's my story about.
That's a
running
great
with
story.
immigration. And I heard Bridget had an issue with Spanish authorities coming from Morocco.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, has she not told you? Oh, she was filming somebody getting taken, like some kids like jumped into like the engine compartment of the bus, so she filmed it.
That's because Morocco, like between the Spanish territories
Yes.
and between Morocco, it's like a really big long border zone.
Yeah.
They have signs everywhere that say no pictures.
No pictures.
They have that through most like customs.
Yeah, of
security
course,
sections.
anywhere.
And our guide said don't take pictures. So.
And you were with her when this happened?
No. I was on a different trip.
Okay, but she
But,
told
like,
me.
we knew not to take pictures.
Yeah, she told me like I guess like kids like right before like you go through that thing, like
Yeah.
people like jump into like the engine compartment, hide so that they could like go over the border illegally.
When we were driving through Morocco, every time we stopped at a light, like at least 4 kids would like sprint from the sidewalks to get under the bus.
Yeah.
And I heard from another group that when they got back to Seville, there was a kid under the bus. There was a kid
what?
that made it back to Seville.
You got lucky.
Oh.
So when we left Morocco to head into the Spanish, it's called Ceuta, I think. Yeah, I think that's the one. It's like where you have to go before you can take the ferry back to Spain.
Yeah.
They check every like big tour bus for like 20 minutes.
Of course.
Yeah, they checked all under the bus because it's so common. Did you know that Spain and Morocco, the border, it's the border with the most like disparity between incomes in the world.
Yeah.
So it's like the kids, like it doesn't matter who they're leaving behind, they just want to get into Europe.
But Bridget told me that they were in a bus and there was a bus in front of them, and I guess some kid got underneath the bus, but the police or the immigration found them. So, like everyone, obviously, like if something's happening, everyone wants to take their phone out and like film it or take photos of
Yeah,
it.
but you don't need to do that.
No, but she did, and then, like other people on the bus were doing that too.
Yeah.
And she told me that like I guess that the customs there saw them taking photos and videos, so they like got all of them off the bus, forced them to delete the videos and photos and everything,
Ah, I'm glad.
and like yelled at them because
that
like
didn't happen.
they were not supposed to be doing that.
They
So
weren't.
So
she-
they want to hide something, right?
yeah, well
They want to
the thing
hide.
is, she told me that like after they took the kid out,
Yeah.
they clubbed him.
Oh my
Like
God.
yeah,
They what?
they clubbed him, so they hit him with a baton.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what she. I don't know, maybe she didn't want to tell you. Maybe I said something I shouldn't have said to you.
No, but like,
No, but I mean,
that for my group, they didn't find any kid, but I'm sure people would have tried to video it. But it makes sense. Morocco is trying to preserve their image. They don't want.
No, it wasn't Moroccan police. It was Spanish police.
No, I don't think so.
So they got over the
maybe it
border
was
into
both.
Spain,
Really?
and the police were checking. I mean, I don't know. She didn't specify which police it was, but it was like a long barrier, like a concrete road, and then once they got like to the
Yeah,
other
I
side,
went through there.
it was Spanish police. Or maybe it was Moroccan. I don't know.
So
I
wait,
can't say.
it's you, Bridget, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
she's Emma. And Bridget is the Australian girl who you haven't met yet, but she's
Sleeping.
asleep right now, taking a siesta. Yeah. Because they're on Spanish time.
No, it's weird. I don't believe all these Spanish places. I think it'd be like, I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
I think it was. I don't know. I'd have to ask her again, or you'd have to ask her at this point. She'll put like, Fernando, what the fuck? You told her? And
No,
now,
I just never, sure, just like.
No, but I mean, it's
never came
important to
up.
have the information that people know what's happening.
Yeah.
That people wants to hide.
yeah.
It's good that it's recorded, and will be for eternity into internet.
But they forced everyone to delete the videos and the photos. Like they took everyone's phone, like delete it. They had to do it in front of them. Which is funny because if I were to do that, like, I back up everything. So I would have had like 2 folders, one like on the actual phone and another one on somewhere else. So like I probably would have. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd risk it or not. I don't want to get in trouble with authorities.
I
or-
think I wouldn't
Immigration.
like someone to break my camera on my phone.
Yeah.
To force to delete.
So there's that.
There is propaganda. No, it's not propaganda. It's
It's not propaganda. It's more
It's,
like hiding
yeah.
information that shouldn't, like that the government does, or I guess technically the government doesn't want shown because they're immigration. They work for the government.
Yeah.
But also, they probably don't want a video themselves also beating somebody with a club. So,
Since they can control it, they control it.
yeah. So this is a podcast you put.
So is Mexico a dictature or a democracy?
This is a democratic
Democratic?
country, yeah.
Yeah.
So they do elections. So in the United States, they do. You could do two. You could be president twice in a row, or I don't even know if a row. Maybe like twice, at least once. So for 4 years, but Mexico is one time only, and it's 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's democratic, but the thing is, I think it's kind of corrupt there as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. But technically, legally speaking,
But like,
anyone can vote.
is it corrupted like in the same way in France that people are controlled by the image shown by the politics? Like if every time before elections you have a lot of scandals and everything that comes out of the shadows.
I
And
can
so
imagine
to
so. I
just,
mean, it'd be like that with any country with a democratic system and open news.
yeah, but I mean, I would say that a real journalistic job would be to show opinions and plans for politics. But instead, in France, you don't show that. You don't show the plans. You show only the scandals. So, who is the worst?
Yeah.
And who do you don't want to have in?
That sounds like American.
Yeah,
politics.
but it's the same system. It's
Yeah,
exactly
it
the
is.
same thing. So, is it the same thing in Mexico? You think,
I'm not super familiar. I'm not
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah.
Mexican citizen, so I haven't had the ability to vote.
yeah.
I don't have the ability to vote, and I don't know.
Mexico.
I haven't really followed too much.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's generally the same people, and there's like two political systems, like the PRI, or the PRI, and I forget the other one's called, but either like conservative or socialist-esque type of governments. So that's confusing. And then the United States has its own weird political system as well.
But are your parents still allowed to vote for in Mexico?
Yeah, because they have dual citizenship, so they have both Mexican and American passports. Or,
And they still vote?
yeah, they have dual citizenship. So
But
they're-
they still do that, or
yeah, they still do. Both the United States and Mexico allow for that, so
Yeah.
they can do that.
Yeah.
So my father has like all the information from Mexico. He's got a Mexican driver's license, like everything. So he's dual
She
citizenship.
has the Mexican driving.
He does. He has a
the
Mexican
Mexican driving skills.
Honestly, like if anything, I think the American driver's license is all you need because like people, it's so easy to get a driver's license over there. It's a different world, but I like Mexico a lot. It's
Yeah. How many times did you went there?
I've been there so many times. I used to go every summer with my grandparents for the entire summer when I was a little kid. I try to go at least once a year,
Yeah.
at least. I mean, I was there in November for my cousin's wedding. I was there 2 years ago for about 2 weeks. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
And you have problems sometimes coming
Sorry?
back to USA, like the exchange and some aggressive control between USA and America.
How do you mean?
Like
Like,
s-
did you ever get
story,
like hassled coming back?
like
No,
the
never.
same story that you
Never.
had in France.
Never.
Never happened.
Never happened. I think it's maybe because I speak perfect English,
Ah.
and like I mean, my passport says I was born in the U.S. Like, there's no controversy on that. Like, I've come back from Mexico by myself a bunch, and like, it's funny because like I would just go through borders and immigration so quick. I'd just like be out like off the plane and at the end of the like outside of the terminal waiting for my ride in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And immigration customs, they never question me, like, oh, like, where you been? Like, oh, like, cool, like, have a good day.
Yeah.
I would go with that, then, like, when they check the bags, they'd be like, oh, like, have a good day. I'm like, okay, thanks. But they would, like, stop, like, other people, too. Like, I remember I was just walking by myself, and there's, like, this guy from India next to me. And then I see the officer walking towards me. So I'm like, oh, shit, they're going to stop me. But they're like, they go for the guy next to me, the Indian guy. They're like, hey, stop, like. And I start like asking him questions, and I just keep going. Like I've never had any issues. Maybe it's because I don't look like, at least in the United States, I don't look like I'm from Mexico or Hispanic at all, because of my fair skin. Like I see a lot of Spanish, and every time I see somebody from Spain, I could think like they could totally fit into like any sort of like scenario in the United States, and people would think they speak English. They would think they're American. But obviously, like when you see somebody who's like from Mexico, like the stereotypical dark complexion, they look Hispanic. I don't have those features really. I'm pretty fair skinned for somebody in Mexico, so I guess I don't really get hassled too much. And people don't realize I'm from Mexico until I tell them my name or I tell them like where my background is from.
What's your name?
Sorry?
What's your name?
Fernando
Fernando.
Fernando Ramirez. Yeah, very Hispanic name. So,
You would never guess my name.
do I want to try?
Oh, if you want.
No, I'm good. What is your name?
Tony.
Tony.
I was gonna say that.
What?
I
you
don't know
were.
why I was gonna say that.
Bullshit.
How? Okay, how?
I don't know,
What's your
Because
superpower?
I've met some Asian
Canadian.
people whose English name is Tony. I don't know if that's your real name. Is that
Yeah,
your
but that's my real name.
Okay,
Like
well,
my
I met-
everyday.
I met like a lot of Chinese people whose English name is Tony.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And I also met a Tony at the last hostel I stayed in.
Okay.
He
Was
was
he
from
Asian?
California.
Hey, was it Asian
He
also?
was California, but he looked a little bit Asian.
Ah, okay.
Maybe a mix.
Yeah, definitely a mix of something.
Or maybe it was me.
No, but yeah, a lot of people don't know where I am. I'm like where my background is from until I tell them. But like my father's hometown, had a lot of Spanish and French influence, of course, because Mexico was a part of Spain, and then obviously France invaded Mexico as well. So there's been a lot of going on in Mexico in its past. But it's like everyone in my dad's hometown is like fair skin, hazel eyes, like green eyes. You see some blondes as well, so completely different. And like if you go to Mexico, like any of the big cities as well, you see a lot of fair-skinned people, like with Spanish complexion.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people who go to the United States from Mexico are the lower class, joining like not peasants. That's a rude thing to say, but like farmers, people who have low education. So they're usually the people who work on farms or outdoors. So they're the ones who have like very, very dark skin, very dark complexion, not so much of a great education. So they're the ones who go to the United States and go there illegally with clothes.
But you see, we look with what we said about China. Like we everything thinks that Chinese people are dumb, but they are just not educated because they have to work in farms, they have to work outside, so they don't have time to have the proper education to elevate themselves. If you can say that. They are not stupid. They are just
a different culture.
They are not just educated in the same way that people in Africa who doesn't have the proper education.
Yeah.
And now in Africa, there are a lot of work from ONG, right? When UNICEF, UNICEF.
It's ONG.
ONG.
Organisation Non-Government.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
ONG.
It's an NGO.
NGO.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Organisation
NGO.
Non-
But in French it's ONG. Okay.
Yeah,
NGO.
no, in Spanish too, it's ON.
Okay.
ON.
But like in Africa, you see that a lot of
NGO.
NGO.
Non-government. It's the same.
NGO works a lot to give education to African children to give them chance, but it's not the case still in China. That's what I wanted to say.
China also has a lot of wealth too.
What?
Has a lot of wealth.
Oh
And
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of educated people as well. I think it's just like a huge
Yeah, but
discrepancy between
And now you
those
have a
who
big
don't.
gap between the
huge gap.
really, really educated people who had the chance to go abroad and to have a more understandingness. Is it English?
Understanding, yeah.
Understanding of the how the world works.
Yeah.
But because it's China and it's a dictature, so all the information from outside world doesn't go into the population. So the population doesn't only have stereotype about the rest of the world. And
But I mean, the government controls everything from social
the
media.
media.
They don't like
To news and even news.
And the news, yeah, of course. They don't want. I mean, it's not my place to say anything because I don't know the government. I'm not
I know
from
very well.
China, so I can't say. I mean, I can just give my opinion, but at the same time, I can't like. I don't consider my opinion to be a valid point because, as I said, like I don't know the culture. I don't know how things work over there, so I'm just speaking this from an outside
Yeah,
perspective.
but so what do you think you know about China?
Well, obviously it's ruled by a dictatorship to some extent.
Yeah.
Obviously the people can't, or like everything they receive, at least in terms of news, social media, whatnot, is being controlled to some extent.
True.
there's not so much of freedom of speech, and people try to riot against the government like they're doing here in France.
So yeah, just criticizing the government,
Yeah.
like it's kind of keyword on internet. If if someone writes something about the government,
But, like, people-
then you are watched out.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
watched, if I can say, and surveyed
And
for
then
like
also-
2 weeks or 3 weeks
Yeah.
of surveillance. If they can see that you are indeed trying to do a push.
Yeah.
Push.
And I think that's what also like keeps people afraid over there. Like in the United States,
They're
if
not
you say-
afraid. They're not. They don't know actually. They don't know that there are this control and these how to say surveillance. We know from outside because we have access to information.
Of course.
But them actually they live pretty well. And me as well. When I was in China, I was living really in a comfortable and secure system where I was happy, really. And most of the population who are Chinese, because they doesn't have the same way of thinking, like the most important thing is to be useful to the society and not being selfish.
Yeah.
So as long as they can be useful to the society, they're happy.
Okay.
And because of that, it's really easy for the government to just, okay, so here you have a job, you are useful, here you are happy.
Have at it.
Even if your paid is awful, you are useful, you are stable, you are secure, so you have everything, and indeed, they are happy because of that. I think they are happy.
Okay.
And I feel, I think.
I just think people have a right to anything they want to see or do.
Yeah.
Like obviously a lot of people over there, I mean obviously the older generation know about this, but the younger generation probably don't, like Tiananmen Square.
The what?
Tiananmen Square? Like
What?
the whole, what happened like,
Oh, the umbrella stuff?
Tiananmen, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiananmen,
In,
Tiananmen Square?
Tiananmen Square, yeah.
That's not common knowledge over there, like certain revolts aren't common. Like they can't use social media like we do, like Reddit,
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep.
Instagram, YouTube. It's everything that's run by either Chinese media.
But no, they can have access to internet thanks to VPN.
Oh yeah, VPN,
Yeah.
but not everyone has a VPN, or not everyone knows a VPN.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's our job to tell them,
Yeah.
you can use VPN.
And even then, I think like China's cracking down very harshly on VPNs too.
They try, but at the
It's
moment,
difficult, but-
actually at the moment I was in China and I just got the news like, ça va? So I was living in China and at that moment a news just came out saying, hey, government is going to shut down and saying that VPN is illegal. And I was really worried at that moment, but I spoke with foreigners who are living in China for many years, and they told me, yeah, they say that every year, but it never happened.
It's probably hard to do. It's probably hard to regulate.
No, but it would be like shooting your own foot. It's a French expression. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
called
shooting your own foot.
Yeah, because companies in China use a lot of VPN.
Well, of course,
They are
probably
allowed
have
to
to.
do that. So how do you shut down professional VPN from personal VPN?
I don't know, licenses. I don't know what they do over there.
No.
But you're
I'm
probably right on that.
staying on the opinion that it will not happen.
Because you're right, because obviously a lot of Chinese companies though they probably have to use social media, American
Yeah.
social media to some extent to do things, but also I still feel like cracking on VPNs would be difficult as well. Virtual private networks. So I don't know, like like I said, I can't give you, I just give you my opinion, but I'm not very knowledgeable on China, at least in its politics.
Yeah.
I try to keep an open mind, but at the same time, I said like I enjoy being able to use what I can use, and I enjoy having an opinion that I can say. Whereas I'm assuming not everyone can just like speak badly about the government or the people running the country, or
Yeah.
else you'll get
Because it's a really difficult job, but sometimes and it can drive you mad.
Yeah.
If I can say that.
Yeah.
Like you are having that much power, I think anyone could be someone. Except in Norway and in Swedish.
Yeah.
Yeah, then pretty good system with that.
What's been on the news recently in the United States is this Huawei, that whole thing.
Oh
about
my
how-
god!
Yeah, it's been all over the news.
I am so screwed with that.
Do you have a Huawei?
I am. Okay.
I mean, I think they stopped all the newest new phones. Like, I think they just don't. They can still run on Android, but they just can't have like Gmail, YouTube, like all the general stuff.
No, I think it's really like Android. It will not be updated.
Yeah, they can't update it. There's no.
Yeah.
They won't be able to run on the new. Like, what are we
System?
on right now?
System?
We're on Pi. Yeah, we're on Pi right now. So whatever Q it will be, they won't be able to update that.
I don't want to have an Apple iPhone.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to get an iPhone. There's other Androids as well.
Oh no, they are shitty. Like Samsung.
Really?
Yeah, they're.
I'm not a fan of
Samsung,
Samsung because I don't like their.
It's not stable. Wait a second. So is
The Samsung, I don't like their OS system. I don't like how everything is Samsung related.
OnePlus
OnePlus,
Chinese?
it is,
Or
but
Indian?
they're not. No, it's Chinese, but they're not under Huawei. I don't think.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's every Chinese phone who will not be able to use
No,
Android.
it's only Huawei so far. Huawei is the only one who got that statement. Huawei is the company that's specifically targeted because of that. But OnePlus is still safe, I think. I'm pretty sure. OnePlus is a
I
great
don't
phone.
know if if they decide to shut down Huawei, they can decide just after to shut down OnePlus.
But it's worse too because they have Huawei has their own processors.
Yeah.
But the thing is they use some of the technology from American companies as well.
Yeah.
So those processors may no longer be valid for them anymore. So we'll see what happens. I
Yeah.
mean, to me, I'm indifferent personally because I don't use Huawei. I mean, nobody in the United States, that's Google. Okay. It's a Pixel 3. But nobody in the States really uses Huawei. Huawei is not sold or it's not popular at all in the United States.
Actually, it's pretty popular right now. It's really big. I feel
Yeah, I
like,
saw a Huawei
Yeah.
poster downtown here.
Yeah,
in
but
Lyon.
I feel like now, since I think 2 years, Huawei starts to be really, really famous in France.
I see a lot of advertisement
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
everywhere in Europe about Huawei. We'll see what happens in the next several months over this because if they can't use Google OS, Android, they're gonna have to come up with something. soon.
I think Google could not success that much in France because we are pretty concerned about the surveillance and the Big Brother thing that happens with Google. Yeah. So that's why Google didn't took
But
off.
what's the big phone company here? Is it Apple or what?
Apple.
I mean, is Apple any better?
Wait. Apple, Samsung. Samsung is still pretty big.
Yeah.
And now, I would say the three biggest: Apple, Samsung, and Huawei. Now.
Well, the thing is,
nowadays.
but Apple is still in the United States. I mean, Apple. I live in San Francisco. We have Google.
Yeah.
In Mountain View, no, that's Facebook. No, wait, Mountain View. No, Menlo Park is Facebook. Mountain View has Google, and then down another 15-minute drive south is Apple. We have all the big companies where I live. I don't know. Maybe I don't have an Apple product personally, so I don't know about that either. I don't care for Apple.
It's too expensive.
It's
Way too
Way too
expensive.
expensive, especially the computers. Way too expensive. I started with the Android, so that's what I'm used to. That's what I know.
Yeah.
If I started with Apple phones, I probably would have stuck with Apple because that's what I would know at that point.
Actually, the people who started with Apple are just stuck with Apple, but doesn't love Apple. They are just
Apple
stuck.
forces you to stay with them because
Yeah.
once you have an Apple phone, an Apple Watch, an Apple computer, you can everything gets integrated. You have iTunes, you have your Apple ID. You have to stay with them. If you leave, you have to restart from the very beginning, and it's a big hassle. And that's what their whole
Whenever
that's
you talk to people, whenever you're like, why do you love Apple? They're a big evil company that's trying to suck you in. And
because they're expensive.
And then everyone's answer is, I just like how everything's connected.
Yeah, they're all connected together.
The
price is not that much connected with the
Apple's
quality.
tricking you to think that it's really difficult to connect your devices and you can only be with Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
when you can do that also with Android, you should just know that.
What Huawei phone do you have?
Oh no,
Sorry?
oh no. It's the
Honor.
It's the same.
The same company, just like their.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing.
It's like a sister
like
company.
BMW and Mini.
Okay.
Like you have Huawei,
Yeah.
and Honor belongs to Huawei.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the Samsung Galaxy A8?
A8? No.
It's not that good. It's,
Why, are
it's
you
not
looking-
stable.
I don't like Samsung. Stability has never been an issue because my very first cell phone was an S4. I just hate how everything on Samsung is like, besides like the general like Android stuff, you also have like Samsung, like you have Samsung Maps, some Samsung like Bixby, like all that stuff that you can't get rid of your phone is bloatware that's permanently on your phone. And I hate that. I want to be able to like, my ideal Samsung phone would be like get rid of all that, just have what I want personally. Which is kind of like why I went with the Google Pixel, because it's just like basic Android, and if I don't like something, I can delete it and put whatever I want.
Well, I see there's like there's an A8 on Kijiji, which is like Craigslist.
I have no idea.
It's only $200, and reviews say it's only a little bit worse than the S8.
I have no idea. I've never heard of
It's
the.
so cheap because there's like some cracks on the back.
Here, I'm gonna look for a phone. for you
I
on
was
my
about to ask you what's your phone, but I just
I had an
remember.
S5, Galaxy
And-
S5.
So she's not
which
upgrading
I really
much.
liked because I had it for like 5 years and it was always perfect, always. And now it was stolen
How long are you staying in France?
for another 5 days.
5 days. You know the website Le Bon Coin?
What's it called?
Le Bon Coin. So Le Bon Coin is basically like eBay. Like people put an ounce of a product that they want to sell for like a really already used product, but in still good quality. And I know in Lyon you can find pretty good quality second used smartphone. And I think I will end this podcast with these good tips.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone. A big thanks to all the people who have accepted to talk with me during this episode. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you've liked it, you can find other episodes of Let's Talk Venture on YouTube, Apple Podcast, PodCloud, and the Internet Archive. You can follow my adventure on Instagram, and all the links will be in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and 5 stars, and I see you next Monday.
Now been broken. First drop, you get up. There's a pile of dirty laundry. I know you clean it up. You're the man to do it for me. I trust your judgment. I like the things you say. It's coming.